Yes, I do. I've been following it pretty closely.
Yeah, I do. So I was looking on social media throughout the trial and particularly paying attention to the New York Times and the articles that they were putting out. And a lot of those articles led me to believe Dr. Ford and lean on that side of the coin.
I feel like I know a significant amount. I was in debate as a high schooler, so we were always kind of like taught to like take a bunch of sources from like everyone to kind of like form your opinion about that. So I feel like I'm pretty well informed about it.
A fair amount. I've been following it recently. Most of the information that I found on the case was received from David Pakman, Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski, CNN Reports, so forth and so on.
I absolutely think that, especially if a sexual assault happens when you're a teenager, even if you become 35 years later, become a well-respected doctor and professor, that even then people won't believe you. I absolutely do think it'll affect people coming out.
Well, I mean, I think that it causes an issue with this idea that women come forward and then they're immediately seen as like a victim, or women will come forward and basically that's not really seen as enough evidence for the fact that the sexual assault actually happened, which is really problematic.
You know, I think like it wasn't an issue of people like not believing Dr. Ford. I think it was an issue of them deciding if their career was more important than someone's safety. And I think that that's definitely going to cause like a bunch of people feeling like, oh, well, you know, no one's going to believe this woman, this very like smart like doctor who's like living it up in California. They're not going to believe me that like something happened at a party if they don't believe like someone like this. And if like a perpetrator of something like that can reach such a high status as being like a SCOTUS member, then like what's the point of ever like even talking about it?
I do know that often many of the claims that are made by women or males for that matter against sexual cases for the most part are authentic. Very few times from what research shows are they inauthentic claims. So we now know for all intents and purposes that Dr. Ford came out, made this claim, knowing that it probably would ruin her career, and in all in truth it did. Even to this day she's still receiving death threats. To this day she still is in the public limelight and her career is ruined. If this dynamic with Judge Kavanaugh is what we can expect under the age of Trump, or in general as society continues onward in this system, it's not hard or wrong to assume that women who do have the need to report sexual harassment or sexual claims, sexual assaults, whatever it might be, will probably be less incentivized to do so. And it's extremely concerning. This society is changing over from being a truly patriarchal system to a matriarchal system. Women are the future. And as a male in this society, it's frustrating and it's difficult to really find my place, not because I feel like I'm losing power, but because it seems as if society around me isn't prepared to do the same thing. So with everything that's happened with our president, with other Republican senators, and very few of the Democratic senators coming out and even protecting Ford, I have no doubt that women at high levels and low levels, whether it be at a nearby McDonald's or whether it be in the Senate again, will likely come forward in the near or distant future.